What is up, guys? Fisherman here, back with another YouTube video. I'm whispering because people are asleep, children-wise. Also, it is snowing, so are y'all prepared to sit in for the winterly mix? Let me know. But we talking about movies that dominated or claimed a season. One Megan said, "Ever since I claimed the summer, all you bitches want a season." And this year, movies claimed a season. As we know, we have 3 top dominated movies that took over a season. Let me know in the comments below. Pause this video. Comment down below what movies you think dominated this year. I ain't gonna lie, this year movies lineups were not bad. They were good. And there were a lot of different ones that, you know, touched the strings of the heart, the soul, captivated, and all that type of stuff. But we gonna get into it. First thing first off, starting off with number 1. I said it in Vlogmas Day 8, and I will say it again. Number 1 is Sinners. Top number 1 movie of all time, hands down. It dominated the entire spring and summer. Well, up until June 1st. Literally, maybe up until June 19th. Literally, it captivated, it dominated, it took over different areas. Literally, once it left the theater, it came back in. It was just top chart movie. Literally, it hit the box office at number 1, and it stayed at number 1 for months. That is literally lifetime achievement almost, because it's like when an artist drops a song and it stays at a Billboard chart, Music 100 at number 1, it's topping, it's amazing, it's monumental. It means that person created a song, a hit that will never go away or fade. Same thing with a movie. Sinners dominated and took over the box office for months. Even when it was taken out the theater, it was brought back in the theater almost a week after it was taken out. It constantly was played upon. It literally was a hit throughout the summer. People from the South were praising it, and I can understand why, because it represents literally what black people went through back in the days. The struggle, prohibition, gangs, Jim Crow, and all that. Racism and everything. And it represents how black folk also were go-getters, trying to get money, make money, earn a little bit. You know, back then they didn't give a fuck what you look like. It's about how much money you make and bring home to the kids or wifey, regardless of the matter. What I also appreciated about Sinners was the main squeeze. This might have been actually the reason why it captivated and took over and dominated. Because the main squeeze in those movies are oftentimes a skinny woman. Now, no offense, women back in the day did sometimes care about their figure, but it's like in Sinners, it literally showed like real true nature of what was it like back in the day. Because it's like men went for women, and regardless of what size she was, as long as she knew how to take care of her house, clean, praise her man, and everything else included, she was good. What I love about it was they made Annie plus size. That part in the movie was monumental, believe. Because it's like, you would have thought the main squeeze for Smoke was, you know, a small, slender, something like Pearl or Marie. But Annie was BBW. I like that a lot. What made it more monumental was that she is literally spiritual, connected. She's smart, witty, wise, and I think she was older than Stack. Well, I mean, you know, older than Smoke. And to see that the main woman of a man who looks like he would want something more more model figured versus more voluptuous figured, is amazing and astonishing. So I also think that's why it got more praise too, because it wasn't your average choice of a woman being put in the particular position of the main girl for the main character. What also wasn't that a main factor in the movie was the cinematic scene where we got to see the ancestors and, you know, Preacher Boy's moment where he was playing the guitar and he brought out all the spirits of different levels of music. That was the main part of the movie for me. I love that part. Even when Remick came on, I still go back to that part because that was the best part in the movie. It was cinematic. You had different cultures of music, old and new, and futuristic, past, present, and time. That's what made that movie literal connected. It's like you were ascending to another domain and world. And I kind of actually liked it, that part. But I appreciated that they put a plus size woman in there. I also liked it that they pulled in, like they did pull in some true key facts. The Delta Blues starting, Prohibition, how black people had to learn how to make more money, how black people had to learn how to get money, and, you know, the sacrifices they made to get where they're at. Showing courage and bravery during times where it was dismal and hard. And that was just the best. It was just a good movie. I could stay on Sinners all day, but I can't. It's other movies here. Next movie, we got K-pop Demon Hunters. I can tell you now, this dominated the entire other half of the summer. Standing at a Netflix box office at #1 for literally good old months. And I say that with ease, months. Kids, adults, grandmamas, aunties, uncles, they could not get rid of this song. It played this movie, it played constantly. And once it came out, my niece and nephews couldn't get over it, the little ones. Because Lord, I've seen this movie, I watched it maybe twice on my own. But with the kids, I've watched it maybe about 10 times. I'm reaching a peak about 24 times. I'm reaching a peak about maybe, 15. Because it keeps going. I think I'm at maybe 15 at this point. I've seen that movie way too much, and I think I'm at the level of like, I don't want to see it no more. But it dominated the entire summer up until October. Y'all know where I'm going at when we hit the ending of October, right? It dominated. I think it's mostly because of the fact that we're dealing with, well, Korean K-pop hunters, first and foremost, animated movie. We're also dealing with different genres of songs, viral dances. Soda Pop was the viral dance of TikTok. Then we had Golden, which was the top #1 played song. My favorite song again is actually "I Was Done, Done, Done," that part. No, and my other favorite song, I ain't gonna lie, is not Golden. This Is What It Sounds Like. And Idol. You know, Villain's got a song that is popular too. Idol. That's my song. I think what made this movie popular was the different songs, the different learning the different voices and harmony. There was also the characters' backstories and how one had to learn how to gain the courage to tell truth, the lies, and all that. Understanding the value of friendship, learning how to come together and working together as a team and crew. Basically building off one another's energy and learning how to maintain it. This is what I think K-pop Demon Hunters was going for, what made it more popular. But I believe what made it actually at its peak was the songs that were sung. Like, people were literally saying the songs are hits, hit after hit after hit. And at this point, I ain't gonna lie, I can't wait to see what part 2. Also, I think it's the characters' reaction to each other. As you know, people saw Rumi and Gino. I guess they're hoping for a romantic start line in the next part, which I also believe what made this movie popular as well. So it's a whole lot with that animated movie. Finally, we have our last movie of the season. As you know, we are literally in winter. I call it winter by the time we hit December. And most likely between part of fall, which is November, and winter, so it's like between the two, we get one that dominates the entire rest of the half of the year, the final part, which is winter. So we could say Sinners dominates the spring and partial summer. K-pop Demon Hunters dominates the entire half of the summer, and then part of fall. And then finally, Wicked for Good takes over the entire half of fall and remaining of winter. Put it like that, up until January. What that means is Wicked for Good dominates the entire half. This was another movie that dominated the entire, took over a season, which is winter. And it's, I think, due to the fact that Glinda and Alphabet friendship, the storyline, and because it particularly pertains to the Wizard of Oz trilogy. Like, this is the backstory of the Wicked Witch and the Good Witch of the, what is she? The Good Witch of the South, Good Witch of the North, Good Witch of the East. Well, South, I guess. I don't know. I forgot. I don't really care about Glinda, I'm being honest. Like I said in Vlogmas a year ago, I still think Glinda is a phony friend. I ain't gonna say what I really said, but a phony friend. But yeah, I saw Wicked for Good in November, and it was packed. It was popular. I think it was also due to the fact in the nature that the backstory between Alphabet and Glinda the Good Witch was basically the pinnacle point. Like, what made this movie popular was you see two people from two different worlds colliding and coming together. An egotistic, popular woman, popular witch who has no powers or nothing like that and can't understand or doesn't really care about people's feelings, learning how to come together with another person who cares about nature, life, feelings, people's opinions, and everything else in between while being treated differently. And I think that's what made the movies popular, 1 and 2. We also got to see the Scarecrow, we also got to see the Lion, and we also got to see the Tin Man, the Wicked Witch of the East. Like, the entire storyline is good. And I think that's what made the movie popular, was the way the storyline was put together. And yeah, that is my 3 movies that dominated the entire seasons, that claimed a season, basically. Their own season. Sinners taking over mostly the spring and then part of the summer. K-pop Demon Hunters taking over the rest of the summer and part of fall. And then finally Wicked taking over the partial part of winter, partial part of fall, and dominating the entire winter. Can't help but knock it or try, but at the end of the day, these were the top 3 movies of this year. Very popular, very, very cinematic. Not to mention, if you watch Google's recap, it's literally in there. Sinners, Wicked, K-pop. That was the entire montage throughout this entire year. Movie picks of this year. Alright guys, this is Risha May. Deuces. I'm done.